Oh my goodness, guys. It has been over a month since I've done one of these. Now, with my video schedule, you guys have actually seen one earlier this month, but that was filmed back in October. And now we are here with another video games pickup video. This one is before Black Friday and my New Jersey trip where I'm going to New York City and before the Christmas season. So we have another one on the way, but this one's a little bit more of a special one because there's a lot more Switch 2 releases that I have within this, including some Switch 1 games that now have Switch 2 editions. So I figured you guys might be very interested in seeing what my video game pickups were for this month, especially considering that the pickups that I'm showing you are from the 10th anniversary limited run event on top of that. So without further ado, let's jump right into these video game pickups before I drop this entire stack of games. Starting off, I have Iris Fall. I'm going to be completely honest with you though, I don't know too much about this game. GameStop had a buy two get one free deal, and I was looking through their selection and I had a majority of it. And the main reason why I picked this game is this cover looked really good, and it also looked to be like a horror game to me. So that's kind of why I picked it, but I haven't had the opportunity to play it yet. The other game I picked up with the buy two get one free deal was a game that you guys have heavily recommended me looking into, and that is Raging Bites. The only unfortunate thing about this is I got this game a little bit into November, and I was really upset about that because this would have been the perfect game to stream during our Halloween streams, which we didn't get to do as many as we typically do, but I'm sure in the year of 2026, we're gonna make up for it. It's an RPG game that is supposedly supposed to be very dark, but what really intrigued me about this is it's also a zombie game. And I don't know off the top of my head many zombie RPG games, so the fact that those two worlds are colliding really interested me. So I'm definitely looking forward to using this game when we do our Halloween streams again next year. So I'm sure a lot of y'all saw my limited run video of the 10th anniversary event. However, there's things that you guys don't know regarding that video. I actually went back to the store when I wrapped filming because I wanted to take some photos because I realized I didn't take any photos of me being into the store. And while I was in the store getting ready to leave, they had announced that to enter the vault, it will only cost $50. Originally, if I remember correctly, I think you had to spend, was it $150? I don't remember now because it's been so long. But when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh. I need to go for another run here of seeing what I can get at the vault. So I have some pickups here that was not shown, and two of these games that I'm about to show you were things that I got from the vault that was not seen on camera. Now this was kind of like the final hour, so a lot of this stuff was already taken, but I was looking for things that looked really interesting, and one of those games was Demon's Turf. I gotta be honest, from looking at the back, it looked to be a very cool game, and as my free game, I thought, hey, let's give it a try. I also picked up Flint Hook. The main reason why I got this game, other than the employee telling me that it was a really good game, is because that this was the second limited run release that was ever done. And I thought it was pretty cool to have an early release. Especially considering that I have their very first Switch release, I think it's still really cool to get some of their earlier titles. Scratch that, I was wrong. This is number 3 because I'm looking at the back of the case right here. Still a very early game to have in the limited run set. And then y'all saw when I made this stupid mistake, which was buying the Castlevania Dominus Collection. This is the limited run 10th anniversary cover. And for whatever reason, I thought this cover had references to all the games in the collection, but I was very much wrong, and I realized it once I got back home, which is when you guys saw my editing note there. I regret kind of getting this, and I think some people are going to be confused why I regret this. From a physical standpoint, I don't like the way that Limited Run does their Castlevania releases, other than the first one that they did. The reason why I don't like it is they always do these different covers. And the reason why I don't like these different covers is that each cover is based off the game that's in the collection. To be completely honest, I like having a cover that references all the games. To me, that's a main cover. This other stuff is variants. and I don't feel like there was ever a true main cover to this game. And I feel like it just takes away from the collection of the game, if that makes sense, because you have a cover that's highlighting one specific game when there's like 3 to 4 games there. I know that is probably going to be an extremely hot take, but that's why I stayed away from those Castlevania releases. I know it's going to be weird, but that's just how I feel, and I kind of wish I didn't buy this now. Another one you guys didn't see on camera was me picking up the Gex Trilogy. Now, I was at the store the day before the event just to see how things were looking in there, and I saw they had a few copies of the regular Gex Trilogy cover. And this was the cover I preferred over the 10th anniversary cover. So I asked the employee, I was like, hey, this is the cover I really prefer. Should I get this now or wait to tomorrow? Because my mindset is I should wait for my purchases to add on to when I do the vault tickets, essentially. Because the more money I get, the more tickets I would get. So I was trying to avoid buying anything, but I also didn't want to miss out on getting this cover. And the limited run employee was like, yeah, you probably should buy this. Because it kind of sounded like they were going to be throwing these covers into the back and be pushing their 10th anniversary cover of Gex Trilogy. Which I know a lot of people love that cover. But again, for me, I prefer this just because, I don't know, I really like this cover a lot. So I think a lot of y'all saw the memes regarding this, but my first visit at the vault, I ended up with a PlayStation Vita game. Because I was so stressed out, I didn't know what to grab. And I ended up with Octodad for the PlayStation Vita. And in my mind, I thought this was a more hard to find Vita game. So I was like, okay, if I end up with this, maybe I can trade this towards a limited run Switch game that I want at like a convention. But then when I got out, I realized that this is like a $30 game. And there's a lot of memes about me picking up Octodad because you can see when I get so disappointed with ending up with a Vita game, because this was definitely not the Vita game I wanted, but it is what it is. But the second run of the vault was definitely the best, because I ended up with Breach and Clear, which was actually signed by one of the co-owners of Limited Run, Josh. You may remember him from that video. And the reason why this was really cool, this is the very first Limited Run game to ever be made, before they were even called Limited Run. So this game has a lot of history surrounding it, and why I want it so bad was because it actually happened here in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina, in case you guys didn't realize, and we don't really have much here when it comes to the gaming side of things. So from a history side, I really wanted this because this is what started here in North Carolina. This gaming company, this was the very first game. I don't know, a lot of you guys are probably gonna find that was weird, but I'm really happy to have this. To me, this is a very big history point, especially in North Carolina. Pokemon Legends ZA, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Now, you guys have already heard me talk about my feelings on this game. Surprisingly, I got heat for liking the game. But you want to know what's funny about this? Is if I did a video hating on the game, I would have got hate no matter what. So I think it's just interesting talking about Pokemon now, because you can't win no matter what your feelings are on the game. Either way, I've been having a blast playing a Pokemon game, which I truthfully haven't felt so proud of playing Pokemon in the last few years. So to say that I'm having fun with Pokemon again is pretty cool, especially considering that I used to be a big Pokemon fan back into the 2013 era. So really happy to be playing this, and definitely one that I recommend a lot of people play on the Switch too. Now, I would show you the box, but I have the box literally at the top right here, and I'm really scared of picking it up because I'm pretty sure once it's grabbed, it is going to throw a lot of things off the shelf, so I can't show you guys. But I do have Doom 1+2. And the thing that I own, essentially, is a 10th anniversary edition that basically has it in a Genesis box, is what they're referencing, but it's got the Switch logo on it. People were asking if there was anything else inside of it. All there was the game. Unless I'm an idiot, I didn't see anything else inside of the box, but really happy to have this because now, once again, I have all the Doom games that was on the Switch, which I think the Doom series is pretty much all on the Switch. Actually, never mind. We don't have the new Doom game. forget everything I just said. This is one that I picked up off camera. That game is Snow Bros Wonderland. This is one that I have been looking at for the last few times that I've been at the limited run store. But I always said I would wait to get it the next time I was there. And I kept saying that each time. And I finally pulled the trigger, especially since it was going to get me into the limited run vault that would enter me into another free Switch game. This next one is one that I don't know if I shown on camera or not, and that is Tomb Raider 4 through 6. Now, I think I had mentioned that I was going to wait on picking this up just because I could get this at any retail store, but I went ahead and picked it up off camera because that was going to help me get closer to the vault. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, or maybe I got this on camera. I don't really know. It was over a month ago, okay? So don't hate me. Shantae Advance, it's in this acrylic case because this is the foil cover that they gave to the first 150 people that lined up. And I put it in a case because as of right now, I think this is the most expensive Switch game out there in terms of something that's not a collector's edition. Last time I checked, this thing was being sold anywhere from $1,000 all the way to $1,700 when it was first being sold on eBay. I think now it's dropped down to $1,000, and these are actual sold listings before someone's like, it's just listings. There is a listing that sold for $1,700, but that's when like literally the event happened, and I think people got FOMO and just bought it. So really cool to own this, very surprised. Another Crab's Treasure. I've always wanted to play this game, but I waited because I felt like a physical copy was going to happen, especially considering how popular the game was. I knew it was going to happen. What I didn't realize is that I was going to be waiting a very long time for that physical. Either way, I'm glad I have it here. I do know that the Switch 1 version wasn't the greatest, but I'm curious to see if the Switch 2 is able to run the game any better, because I would think that that game is at an uncapped frame rate. This next one I'm kinda unsure about. This one came directly from the vault, and that game is none other than Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Now, you might be asking yourself, Max, why do you feel weird about this one? Isn't this like a good game? Yes, it's actually a pretty fun game, but here's my issue. I actually own this game. I have like the Super Fun Edition, whatever it's called, that has all the DLC, I'm pretty sure, on cartridge. And so the reason why I say all this is I kind of feel weird owning this, because even though it's a different cover, it's the same game, but it's not. It's the limited run edition, so I guess that's what makes it different. But I ran out of time and I just grabbed something that I had not seen, and I knew I didn't have the limited run version of this, so that's why I ended up with this. But this might be not the greatest pick. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. Picked up High on Life, which this now has a Switch 2 edition. I'm curious to see if they're going to do a physical release of the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game, but as of right now, nothing's been announced. But I'm glad I got this game, because if you didn't hear, the Switch 1 version is honestly not that great, but there is a big difference between the Switch 1 version of this game and the Switch 2. It is literally day and night difference. It is absolutely insane how visually better this game looks onto the Switch 2. I've had a lot of fun playing this. I really like how it has mouse controls now. If you guys don't know, I am a big person that loves mouse controls onto the Switch 2. I think it's like one of the coolest things ever. And any game that gets mouse controls, I'm going to hype it up. So yeah, definitely pick this up. The Switch 2 edition is free if you have the Switch 1 edition. I finally picked up Turok 2. Now, I'm sure someone in the comments is going to be like, Max, why do you own that one? You could have got the Turok 1 through 3 bundle. And my response to that is I already have 1 and 3. I don't think it made sense to buy that 1 through 3 trilogy bundle since I already own the physical versions of 1 and 3. So that's why I ended up with this. I don't know if that's going to be something that everyone will agree with, but that's what my decision was. Cosmic Fantasy Collection 2 was picked up. This is one that I was looking at last time, but then when I went back, it had sold out. And then I came back, it was there, so I knew I had to have it. Front Mission 2, the remake. Now, the thing that I noticed that I didn't realize till I got back home is that this is the convention exclusive one. I don't know how much of a difference this cover is to the one that was actually out in the wild, but got the convention one. I don't know what convention this one was for. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments down below. Picked up Floppy Knights. Now, I don't know if this was said on camera or not, but we were actually talking about this game with Zach, Cultured Gamer. If you guys don't remember him, check out his channel, really cool guy. Either way, we were talking about this game, and he couldn't confidently tell me if I would like this game or not. The stuff that he had told me about it, I was like, this looks interesting. But he had mentioned he hadn't played it, and he wasn't 100% sure if it was a tower defense game. Because we were trying to figure out and debate if it was a tower defense, because some of the things that was said on the back and screenshots made it look that way, but then there was other things suggesting otherwise. So since I found it at the limited run store for retail price, I decided to go ahead and pick it up and give it a try. That way, maybe next time I see Zach, I'll be able to tell him, hey, it's a tower defense game. Hey, it's not a tower defense game. It's going to be one of those two things that I tell him. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. Now, I didn't realize that this was an exclusive cover that Limited Run did for the 10th anniversary. But I do gotta say, this is probably one of the coolest covers they have ever done. You got Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. You got, is it Ewan McGregor? Is that his name? Right there on the cover. You got Darth Maul. I think Darth Maul is actually the added feature there. I think these two guys are already on the cover originally. Either way, this is cool. Very happy. One of the coolest covers ever. Probably one of my favorite pickups. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I have not had a chance to play this yet, but I am hearing so many good things about this game. I even heard people call it a Game of the Year contender. However, it did not get nominated. I don't even think it got nominated for anything this year, which was kind of surprising with how many people were talking about how great this game was. So I was kind of surprised, but either way, I'm happy to have this because it was also the regular cover. There is a special edition cover out there for the 10th anniversary, but I kind of prefer this one. Again, that is going to be a hot take, I'm pretty sure. Either way, I'm really looking forward to giving this game a try. I've never played a Shinobi game before. I always thought the art style of the new one looks really good, and it's always just been a series I always wanted to get into. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if a Shinobi collection happens. Now that Shinobi is kind of becoming popular again, I think they're going to want to bring those older games. So I'm calling it now. Maybe even Limited Run is going to be part of that with the Carbine engine. This was my free game from that buy two, get one deal. This is a game that I had been searching for years. I don't think it's a hard to find game. I could be wrong. I definitely know it's not expensive. Nonetheless, I haven't seen this at GameStops or conventions, which honestly kind of surprises me considering the game that it is. That is the Joe and Mac game that they brought to the Nintendo Switch. This is the new one. I really thought that this would be something that I would easily find at conventions considering it's Joe and Mac. That's a big retro game back in the day. But no, I never found it. But now I finally have it. This is the game that actually led me to go ahead and buy two other things at GameStop because I wanted to take advantage of the deal since I was already buying one game. And it also had Raging Bites, so it just worked out perfect. Picked up Crow County. This is one that I had been waiting for and I wish I would have had during our Halloween stuff, but the physical did not come out till 1 week later after Halloween. Either way, I've been hearing a lot of good things about this. I heard it's basically kind of like a PS1 game in today's time of horror, so I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try. Picked up Autona Blast. Now, this is also another one that I really wanted to pick up when it came out initially, but it was digitally only. And I knew with how popular this game was that a physical copy was definitely going to happen. What I didn't realize is just how long it was going to take. However, I'm really looking forward to playing this as I know that this game is a big inspiration from the Wario games, and I had already played another game that was inspired by Wario, which was Pizza Tower. Loved Pizza Tower to death, and I feel like I'm gonna like this one to death as well. Well, I unfortunately own this game. Persona 3 Reload. As you guys already know, I really don't like Persona 3 Reload. However, when it came to the Nintendo Switch 2 version, I always said that I would review it and tell y'all why I don't like Persona 3. So I went ahead, bought the game, reviewed the Switch 2 version, and in that video, the second half, I go into detail of why I have so many problems with Persona 3. And surprisingly, I think that video got a little bit of hate, but I think there was more understanding of why I do not like the game. And some of those people that was like, Max, you're just hating to hate, actually understood and didn't say those type of comments to me. Now, there were still people mad that I didn't like Persona 3, but there seemed to be an understanding. And I still think that as of right now, this is one of the worst Switch 2 ports because they have still not fixed the frame rate. Atlus said that this was a rushed game to come to the Switch 2. So I think that this was a joke of a release, and I might do another video talking about it when it gets fixed. You guys can let me know if you want an updated review of the Switch 2 version. I don't know. Let me know, because I'm thinking about it. Picked up Blasphemous. This is also something that came from the vault. I think this was the last one that I shown on camera, which was honestly a pretty cool last pickup through the vault. At least what I thought was going to be my last pickup at the vault. I think I racked up pretty good at the vault. Obviously, I wanted Pirate's Curse, but also another thing that I really wanted was Breach and Clear. So I was really happy with everything that I ended up with, and it was a great experience, just a stressful experience. This is another one that I didn't realize at the time had an exclusive cover, but I'm glad I ended up with this cover. That game is Fear Effect. Now, what's different about this cover is, yes, it is the 10th anniversary edition, but it's also the original PS1 cover of the game. If you saw the new cover that's out there, it's kind of weird to me, at least. I don't know. It's like an anime style cover, but in my opinion, the game doesn't give that approach. So I always thought that those was a weird mix, but I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments. I'm really happy with this one. For my next pickup is another Switch 2 release. That is Kirby Air Riders. Now, if you guys haven't seen my review, I talked a lot about this game and the problems that I had with it. However, I think a lot of people misconstrued that video to me actually hating the game. I kind of more just hated the single player stuff other than Road Trip. Road Trip is cool, but other side of that, I don't think that this is a great single player game. And I said, in my opinion, Mario Kart World from a single player perspective offers more. People got very upset about that. In fact, I kind of feel like people thought that I hated the game, even though I gave this an 8 out of 10. I don't know, maybe I'm misconstrued by the comments. That's just kind of what I got by the comments that I was receiving. Either way, fun game. Honestly, the best online multiplayer experience you're going to get on the Switch 2 right now. And with that, I got the overpriced amiibos, which we are now learning has actually been damaged by Nintendo thanks to the plastic. I don't know if we're going to be able to kind of show it on camera, but the arm has been damaged by the plastic that Nintendo used. And this is an issue with every Kirby Air Rider amiibo.
Listen, I'm coming on here because I feel like someone is going to think that I was picking my nose here. Guys, I am telling you now, I promise I was not picking my nose. I was like right here. Finger did not go in the nose, okay? I'm telling you now. I don't want to see any comments regarding this.
There's not one out there that hasn't been damaged. And if there is one out there, it is extremely rare. It also has the same thing that happened to the Bandana Waddle Dee one. I think for this one, I think it's the leg. I might be wrong, and I think part of the ride is also messed up. So they are actually saying if you bought these amiibos and you like to keep them in the box, this is probably one that you want to open because they're saying due to the plastic, it is actually over time going to get way worse and probably break the amiibo overall. So if you guys have this amiibo and like to keep it in box, I would recommend opening it. So I want to give a big shout out to one of the MONADO Marines, Christo87, who's also in the Discord server, which you guys should totally check out. He sent me a package, and this was a package that I was not expecting. This is the Mario Galaxy 1+2 pre-order bonus that happened in the UK. And what this pre-order bonus is metal posters of both 1 and 2. Now, I don't want to take it out because it's kind of difficult to put back in exactly right, because when I took it out once, I had cardboard coming out when I was putting it back in, so I don't want to risk taking it out again. I am still looking to figure out where I'm going to put this. I have an idea of putting one right here at my Walking Dead poster, and one over here, but I haven't decided if that's what I'm gonna do yet. But once they are hung up, I will post on my Instagram or Twitter. Thank you again to Cristo. I greatly appreciate it. This is really cool. For whatever reason, here in America, we got 0 pre-order bonuses. And even when we do get pre-order bonuses, we get like some of the worst stuff ever compared to all these other countries. And for my last pickup, we have another Switch 2 release. That game is none other than Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Now, you guys saw my video review on this. I am at the very end of the game. And to be completely honest, I'm tied between this game being my favorite Switch 2 game or Kirby Air Riders. I think from an online multiplayer sake, I am having so much fun with Kirby Air Riders. But single player wise, this has been my favorite experience on the Switch 2. So both games are great. Definitely check out both. Really happy to have this. It's so weird having a Hyrule Warriors game at 60 FPS, which technically the definitive edition's now 60 FPS through the Switch 2, but that's a Wii U game. We want a Switch 2 game, a new game, something that's not a port run at 60, and this game has done that exactly. Now, there is one character that can mess the game up from a frame rate perspective, but overall, the game's smooth, and I am very happy with that. Guys, those are all my video game pickups for this month. I know in a few weeks we're going to have a big one because it'll be me showing off my Christmas haul, Black Friday haul, and probably my New York City haul, which is probably going to be a lot of crazy pickups. I definitely want to hear from you guys though. What pickups did you have? And what are some of your favorite pickups that you got? And what's some of the favorite pickups that I showed on camera? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. This video should be coming out on Thanksgiving, so if you're watching it on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Either way, guys, I have been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff in the description below. Become a Monado Marine, $5 a month, helps out the channel tremendously, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.